Here we go.
All right. We are live. Give it just a couple seconds for anyone who is joining us now, whether you're joining us Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Is that all of them right now? Did I
Yeah.
cover everything? Okay. If you are joining us from any of those platforms, welcome. Come on into the stream. Don't be shy. we
Join
are we are heading down south today for this edition of Why We Bust. So come on in, join the stream, and we're gonna kick it off here in just a moment. I like to wait till at least like 7. I'm at the point where I'm like 7:01, 7:02 to start introductions. Let people get the notifications.
It gives people time to get notified and get rolling in and things like
Yeah,
that.
like
Exactly.
as we're speaking, people are clicking on things. People are joining things. I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm sure. And if they're not,
Hopefully.
you guys should be. When I say you guys, I mean like people like watching, not us. We're here already. We understood the assignment. We got here. We got here at 7.
The assignment.
We were here on time.
We've been here all along.
It was us all along.
All right, well, let's kick it off. Welcome, everyone, to the Windy City Ghostbusters presents Why We Bust. This is our weekly live stream. Hey, Rudy, what's up? It's our weekly live stream. We'll be bringing to you every Thursday, typically Thursday, holiday week. So today it's Wednesday, but besides this week, Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Why We Bust, it's basically our chance to interview members of different Ghostbuster franchises, hear their stories, and figure out why the heck they bust. I'm your host, Kristen, your friendly neighborhood level or class 5 full roaming vapor. And our producer, James, he's up above right there.
What's up?
Hi, James.
How's it going?
And today we will be bringing onto set here the one, the only Brad Peters of Atlanta Ghostbusters. Hi,
Hello.
Brad.
I dig that intro. I'm much more humble than that. Or well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, maybe. Well, thank you for
Maybe, I
joining
don't know.
us.
That's what you ask.
Fair. Thank you for joining us this evening, kind of slightly off schedule on a Wednesday instead of Thursday. But it sounds like Atlanta Ghostbusters have an event tomorrow that you're going to be prepping for.
Yeah, we're going to be at a local 4th of July parade. It's one we've done past couple of years now.
Nice.
Not a really big one, but it's one of the fun events we do every year.
Fair, yeah. So yeah, lots of folks got things going on tomorrow. So, including yourself, including our team. So we decided let's go ahead and do this the night before, so we can still meet more folks in other franchises, but give everyone the day off for the holiday.
Nice.
Off duty. So, Brad, the first general types of questions I like to start with, where we go back in time a little bit. You reach back into your memories, back in time and space, and I love learning, folks. Like, what is your first Ghostbuster memory or your first like Ghostbuster exposure that you can recall?
Well, I was born in '77, so the movie was, it was out in '84, of course. I think it was '80. I remember back to like '86 because I put together my own Ghostbusters costume for Halloween because my parents could afford to get me all the stuff, so I made it all out of cardboard.
Nice. As you do.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was what your typical, 8 or 9-year-old will put together, but it worked. And then there's like all the drawing and doodling I would do throughout elementary school, just like random Ghostbuster scenes, like when they're on, fighting Gozer, or they're just like off somewhere that I made up doing things. It was just a thing. Like it's always been a thing for me as far as I can remember. I don't recall when the first time I saw the movie was.
Fair.
I probably would say 85, most likely. Not in the theater, sadly. But I don't even know if I would remember it if I was taken to the theater. You know.
Fair, yeah. But I mean, it sounds like once you did see it, like you were it.
Oh, that was it. I was all in at that point. Growing up, like, around my friends, they all had, you know how boys were when they were young. It's like everybody had like their favorite car from the series at the time. Like, one friend loved the van from the A-Team. There's another that loved Kit from Knight Rider. I love the Ecto all the time. Like, my friends are like, but it's not fast. I'm like, but it's Ghostbusters. That's and it's just, yeah, it's always been something that's just been a part of me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So by the time the second movie came out, I assume you were a little bit more invested at that point.
Oh yeah, I was collecting like the one thing I wish, because I'm from Pennsylvania. Originally, I moved down here to
Gotcha.
Atlanta in 2007.
Okay.
One of the things I wish I would have kept is I had a bunch of collectibles that I thought I wasn't going to have room for when I moved down here. So I gave them to a friend. And once I got down here, I realized, why did I do that?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it was like my move down here was, it was like I was in a pickup truck with a U-Haul trailer on the back, and I had to pretty much, that's all the space I had to move down here. So
yeah, fair.
Yes.
Over time, have you been able to have you started any collections of items since then?
Oh, I wish my webcam were mobile, because I would take you out to the living room and show you. I've got all sorts of stuff now. I haven't collected as much as I wanted to. Like, I don't have like a big huge room full of stuff. I just don't have the room for that. I've just been collecting things that mean something to me. I have two different paintings that two different people did for me of Egon, one of which my son did, which was pretty cool. Anybody asked, that's my favorite character. We probably were going to get there at some point, but I have the big Lego Ecto. I have the little Lego Ecto. I didn't get the Firehouse because I don't have room for it.
There. That thing's massive, yeah.
It's a beast, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, Funko Pops. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've got.
So it's like some people collect like, just the paper material, like poster stuff. Some people love collecting like just the Legos. You kind of sprinkle throughout. Like if a Ghostbuster related item catches your fancy, you're in.
Oh yeah, I've got a little bit of everything.
Nice.
So, like, yeah, there's everything from like cups, and it's a thing.
with the second movie, so reinvigorates your love of Ghostbusters. Going through time, did you continue to when did you, I know you said when you were younger you would like dress up and you had the cardboard cardboard proton pack. When did you start doing like a cosplay type thing as a Ghostbuster? What was that first instance like?
Actually, I didn't really start that until I moved down here.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So like 2007, 2008 is when I started putting something together, but
Gotcha.
I really didn't start taking a serious stab at it till like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But like basically when I bought the car, that's when I started getting serious with things.
Okay. Did you?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll say, did you start? Did you learn about the Atlanta Ghostbusters, and that sparked your interest into doing it, or were you already? Did you have the car and were already minded towards having that kind of as a full cosplay car and everything before Atlanta Ghostbusters?
Well, the Atlanta Ghostbusters group definitely lit that spark. Like I had when I first bought the car, I'm like, I could probably ecto this. I found out about the group. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ecto that now. And I've actually been with the group for about a year now, a little over a year.
Nice. How did you find out about them?
I actually searched for them. I'm like, there has to be a Ghostbusters group down here somewhere. And I found them. Started putting the car together, put an outfit together, and I met up with them at an event, and a year later, here I am.
Nice. So was it pretty immediate between like learning about them and like wanting to join up?
There was like a 6-month period just because of work and things like that, trying to align schedules and all that good stuff. General life things.
Fair, yeah.
Life is a thing.
What specifically attracted you towards joining an actual franchise?
Being amongst my people, as it were,
Yeah.
just being around other people that love Ghostbusters as much as I do is just great to me. And then, with me trying to put together some gear and things like that, just being able to talk to people about it and just like being able to being able to hang out with like my people, it's been great.
That's awesome.
So we all get to nerd out about the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's great.
Those little like really 2 movie specific inside jokes you're able to say around like other Ghostbusters.
And they pick it up and like my other friends are like, what?
And like, huh? The what?
Like, what?
So you kind of went from, hey, I love this movie to I am a Ghostbuster kind of through joining, essentially.
Yeah, it just kind of ramped me up.
They got you excited.
Oh yeah,
Good.
definitely.
Yeah. What was it like swearing in? Like, what was your experience? Is it like an official thing that Atlanta Ghostbusters does? Is it unofficial? You just be like, and they just go, hey, you're in. How does that look?
Basically, what it is you express an interest, and then they want you to come out to a public event so they can meet you, so they can talk to you, just to kind of get an idea of who you are, if you're going to jive with other members and things like that. And then there's a discussion, and there's like no formal swearing in or anything like that.
Fair.
But I mean, there is a deal where have to meet you, talk to you, things like that, just to make sure they're a good fit for the group.
Fair, yeah. Make sure you're not like an AI bot online and you're an actual human. Or a ghost-possessed PC. You never know anymore.
Yeah, you never know this day and age, right?
So after you joined, you get geared up. You got the car.
Mm-hmm.
So then you've started, I've seen pictures of it. It looks great. What is your Ecto's name? Everyone's got the tagline.
Mine is the Ecto X Quick Response Unit.
Ooh,
Nice.
Explain Quick Response Unit. I am very interested.
Okay. So it's not like your full-blown Ecto. It doesn't have all the gear on top or things like that. This Ecto is to get some Ghostbusters to the scene as fast as possible. There's room in the back for stuff. I'm eventually gonna build like a little portable containment unit that sits in the back.
Nice. That's awesome.
But it has the lights, it has the siren on it, and it's just my interpretation of what a Ghostbuster to use to get to a scene real quick. If they don't need all the gear, they just need their proton pack, a trap, and themselves. They jump in the quick response unit and go.
Yeah.
So
it's like the more modernized version. Like that quick, just like jump in, let's go, minimal equipment, but exactly what you need.
Right, exactly. And then, the other members could be following up with the actual Ecto afterwards. Things like that. Kind of like a fire department response deal.
Yeah. Because for those who haven't seen Frozen Empire, sorry, spoiler alert, because the actual Ecto now has the gunner seat. So it's like beefed up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Mine does not have a gunner seat.
Fair. I actually would be curious if anyone out there in listening land knows if anyone who has like an Ecto has created a gunner seat yet because I need pictures. I feel like it's a pretty quick turnaround right now because the movie had just come out in the winter or a few months ago. But yeah. Cool. And actually, speaking of the movie, what did you think of Frozen Empire?
I loved it. It was great. It was kind of what I was hoping for in a follow up, along the same lines. It was good. I like the best part for me was like sharing it with, my loved ones.
Oh yeah.
I took my son to see it. I took my best friend to see it. They both loved it. And it was, that's one of the biggest things for me, getting to share my passion with, people I care about.
Yeah.
It's like in my friend circles, I'm known as the guy. Oh, you have the Ghostbusters car, don't you? Yep, that's me.
I assume you drove up in the Ecto to the movie theater.
Of course. I went in this.
Heck yeah.
The only thing I didn't go to the theater in was my proton pack because I don't want to have to store that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's They're a little, a little clunky sometimes.
At times.
But, out of all of the movies, which one, if you could only choose one to watch forever, which one would you pick?
The original, because I've seen the original at least 1,000+ times, and I can keep watching that. Like, if somebody were to say they were going to torture me by forcing me to watch that movie over and over again, look, okay, go ahead.
Like, wow, this torture is great.
It's like, oh, this is torture? Cool, all right. Yeah.
Any specific line from the movie that you or scene in general that you really just like you could watch on repeat?
Nobody's ever asked me that one. The scene I could like, one of my favorites.
And it could be many. I say you can pick just one.
Well, one of my favorites that always stands out is like when they're first at the New York Public Library and Egon's down checking the desk, and then Venkman comes up and starts banging on the desk. That whole scene, especially like when they're walking and talking about, remember that time when you tried to drill a hole through my head? That would have worked if you hadn't stopped me. I mean, that's just yeah.
I feel like they really pulled you in so fast because you're like, wow, they're talking about so much lore. I have to keep watching to understand what's happening right now.
Yep.
And the bangs it's so perfectly timed. It really is.
It really is. Oh, you're here.
So I will go back to the Ecto because I do have I have a lot more questions about it. But outside of the Ecto, what is there any other gear that you have especially either proud of or just you got that is special to you?
Well, I have my 80% spirit pack that I've highly modified, and that's like the first like piece of cosplay I've actually done modifications on myself. Like it has a Spangler wand on it. I've replaced their electronics in it. I've upgraded some of the look and feel to it. And it hangs proudly out in the living room. It's like as soon as you walk through the door, it's one of the first things you see coming into my apartment. It's pretty great.
That's awesome. You just like declare to your guests like this is the household you're walking into right now.
Yeah, it's always fun when like maintenance stops by or somebody from the complex stops by. It's like, oh, you must be the guy that has the Ghostbusters cover outfit. But yeah, the proton pack's the thing I'm most proud of. It's just seeing that come together. Like I'm actually working on. I have a life-size spirit pack right now that's completely gutted while I work on it.
Nice.
It's kind of like as I get time and money to sink into it. Yeah,
fair.
The deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite piece of
gear. Yeah. So is your Ecto also your everyday car?
Yep. It stays like one of the biggest questions I ask is it like that all the year round? Like, yes, it is.
How long How long has it been ectofied for?
I actually started the process last March because its
Okay.
very first parade was a St. Patrick's Day parade last year. And at that point, all it had was the light bar on top and the logos on the side of the door. But yeah, it's my daily driver. It has like nothing comes off of it. It has the lights on it. I do have the siren wired up, but I have it wired up in such a way that I can't turn it on unless I physically get out of the car and plug it in first. Because just in case the police pull me over, I can say
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
hooked up.
Yep, that's
Which
fair. Yeah.
And then there's like a light bar on the front that's not hooked up.
Yeah, okay.
And police here in the South run blue lights, and I'm not about that life.
Yeah,
So,
no, fair.
gotta be
No, you
careful
gotta
that.
gotta keep the ectos street legal if you're driving them.
Absolutely.
Corporate doesn't pay for the tickets, so
Exactly. That comes out of my pocket, so I'm very careful about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a year round, and that's usually the first question that gets asked when somebody asks about it. Is it always like that? Yep. All the time.
So what is one of the funniest stories that you have with your ecto?
All the funniest stories.
You can do I want favorite separate from funniest, unless it's the same thing.
No, it's not to say like the funniest it like occurred over 3 separate instances.
Oh.
It's not a really long story, but I've had 3 separate people on 3 separate occasions come up to me, and it's almost always when I'm at a gas station.
Mhm.
I don't know why. 3 separate people on 3 different occasions come up to me. Are you an exorcist? I'm like, for the right price, I can be. And then I like, well, then what's this all about? And it's like, okay, well, I can go into my spiel about Ghostbusters. Like, oh, that's cool. And then like I keep business cards in the car for
Nice.
for this, so I can be like, I'm from the Atlanta Ghostbusters. Here's what we do, And so yeah, I've like, let's see, I've been asked if I'm an exorcist.
Mhm.
And then my favorite story, let me know when you want me to get to that, involves
Oh,
going
I
back
want all the stories. I
we
like
want all the stories right now.
like
Okay.
people who are not within this like community of Ghostbuster type things interacting with the community is some of my favorite stuff. I want to know all of them.
I got you.
Including
So,
I saw there was one about a Waffle House.
oh yes, that one was actually that was recent.
Mm.
My best friend and it was pretty great. My best friend and I were out. I went to go hang out with her for the day, and we decided we're going to go to Waffle House for lunch. Okay, cool. We go to Waffle House. I park the Ecto. We go inside. We sit down. She leans over. There are people taking pictures of your car. I'm like, I know. That's part of why I love it. Which is fine. People like that's like the number 2 question I get. Can I take a picture? By all means. So we're sitting down. We order lunch, and then I hear somebody behind us go. They start talking about the Ectos. Like, oh, the Ghostbusters are here. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. You just hear like the waitresses and like the line cook just start going off about. I'm like, that's why I built this car. So yeah, that was a couple weeks ago actually.
Yeah.
And then another gas station story. This one's my favorite. Is I had an older woman come up to me and she started talking to me. She knew what the car was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you make house calls? I'm like, possibly. I like to play it up sometimes before I actually,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm, it's a fan car, things like. It's like, well, I have my grandmother's old house up in Pennsylvania. I think it's haunted. Do you think you could go, check it out? I sat for about like, I don't know if I can make that trip, but I could probably put you in touch with the local franchise up there that would probably help you out.
Oh, that's amazing.
And just like my favorite though is like when kids see the car.
Yeah.
Like when I have it sitting at an event, or if I'm at the gas station, or if it's just sitting out somewhere and I see them walking through the parking lots, like just watching people's faces, like especially little kids when their faces light up and they start pointing it out and they're pulling their parents over towards it. That just makes me happy to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you has your car gone basically, do you regularly take the car with to the events?
Most of the time, yeah. There's
Okay.
usually one or two. There's one or two of us, maybe three. It depends. One of our members, the Ectos, they just had to replace it, so they're working on putting together a new one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
In general, mine's usually at the events. Even if it's not like part of the event, it's going to be there anyway because daily driver.
Yeah, fair. Like that's how you get there.
Yeah, that's how I get there. But it's been a couple parades and put on display a few times, and it's just been fun. Like I love driving it. Just like the only thing I need to do with this car is I need to put some sort of disclaimer on it, because I've been driving down like an interstate. Like I drove down to Orlando, which is like a 6-hour drive from here, to see a friend of mine.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm driving now. The corner of my eye, I see a car pacing me, which is normal. People are going to pace. They're going to try to take a picture. But this guy was by himself in a pickup truck, one hand on the steering wheel, leaning over out the passenger side window, trying to get a picture of my car.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I'm just going to slow down a little bit now, because if he hits somebody or me, I'm not going to be very happy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Note to anyone watching: if you see an Ecto on the road, do not cause a traffic incident, please.
Yes, be safe about it. If you have a passenger, have them take the photo. If you don't, well, follow me to a gas station or something. I'm more than happy to let you take pictures of it. Just please be safe.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah. But a lot of times it's usually just people waving, or they'll give me a thumbs up, or it's pretty cool.
yeah. Well, outside of the disclaimer that you want to put on it, do you have any future plans or dreams for the Ecto? Do you feel like you are settled where it's at, or is there other things you would like to do to it?
Well, I want to upgrade the light bars on it at some point. Like right now, I've got a light bar on top. I've got the one on the front, and then I've got a couple of lights in the rear window. I want to get brighter ones at some point, but those are really expensive. But like as far as like the lettering and things like that go, I think I have it where I want it right now.
Fair. Oh, you mentioned the like mobile containment unit.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
That's something I'm still working on, trying to design and build. I'll get there at some point.
Fair. James, I'm seeing in chat from Rudy. Do we have a hydrate?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. There you go. Hydrate.
Woo!
See, I came prepared.
All right.
I'll hydrate too. It's fine.
Oh, I totally forgot to mention on the top end. If y'all are watching, you got Moogly money. Moogly money, right? Every time I say it, I feel like that's not real. But as you watch us on Twitch, you can use the Mooglies to have us hydrate, get a good stretch in. I think there's Slimer Sillies, which means I have to tell you a terrible pun, a Ghostbuster pun. And then what is the destroyer?
That is where I summon Annabelle.
Oh, summon the destroyer. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
He summons the cat with treats. Highly recommend someone uses that because it's always a good time.
Just don't use it too often, because then she'll puke.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Bob made her puke last week.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, was it on the gaming stream?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, Annabelle.
Poor
Yeah, I
Rudy.
think she was eating when I summoned her, and so I gave her treats, and then she proceeded to puke on my recliner.
Oh, excellent.
Of
Yeah.
course, on the recliner, not like on linoleum floor somewhere. No, we're gonna do the recliner.
Oh no, she's very good at puking everywhere. That's not great.
Oh,
Rudy, I know you're saying that there are no terrible puns, but I can guarantee the ones I look up for Ghostbusters, I only choose the eye rollers. The heavy size. I specifically go for those.
you have been warned.
Yes, they are pure punishment. That is so true. Thank you, chat, for bringing that along. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. With Atlanta Ghostbusters, do y'all do charity work? And if so, what kind? Is there anywhere specific you work with, or do you kind of do a variety of different types of charity work?
We do some charity work. We work with like Children's Healthcare of Atlanta here, here in Atlanta. We've done some work with like American Cancer Society. So there's a couple different charities we do work for. Like we do a toy drive every year, which is always fun. So there's some charity work. A lot of it's event organizers ask us to make an appearance, and depending on schedules and stuff, we'll make an appearance and things like that.
Fair, yeah.
That's like being out in the public is also one of my favorite things. Just like again, because of the reactions we get, everybody's just always happy to see us. They want to take pictures. They want to check out the cool gear, and yeah, it's like a lifelong dream come true for me. Really, it's like I'm living my best life right now. This is great.
Yeah, I think how good does it feel to know like you literally like grew up with this movie, you're passionate about this to begin with, and now when people walk into an event and see you, you're giving some people that back again.
That still blows my mind. Like if I were to
Right?
go back in time and tell younger me this was going to happen, myself would look like, no, you're nah, no, not you. Yeah, it's like it's very fulfilling for me too.
Yeah. I think I would agree though. That's one of my favorite things too. Like my backstory is different as far as growing up with it specifically, but that look on people's face when they're just like, wait, there's Ghostbusters here, and like they have the Ecto, they've got the packs. What is this? I have to go talk to them. I need to know. Like inspiring that little bit of their like background or childhood wonder in that moment. So good.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's always fun. Like we'll have a table at an event, and you'll just see people walk by, and they'll do a double take, and then they'll come back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys are here. It's like, yep, we exist. See, here we are.
Do you have any favorite or funny stories from just working events?
Like they're all like it's hard to pick just like one favorite event.
Well, if you got a couple stories, I mean, that's what we're here for.
Like one of my favorite, the one that stands out is last year we went to we did an appearance at a haunted house. They did a halfway to Halloween event.
Ooh, I love those.
So that was fun. We had the actors sitting out front.
Yeah.
We were interacting with people as they were coming in. They actually had us into one of the scenes in the haunt. It was great.
That's awesome. Like they integrated you in?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. James, we need to do that.
Okay.
I highly recommend it. It's fun.
That's so cool. No, that's really fun. It's like the perfect meshing.
Interacting with
Haunted place.
people. Yeah, it writes itself, right? like they had some of the ghouls running around out front, and we were chasing them around, things like that.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
Oh, thank you, Frack, on Twitch for all the cheers. We appreciate you being here.
Yep, thank you, bud.
Do you have, speaking of ghosts, do you have a favorite ghost that is like within the Ghostbuster lore? Ghost Ghoul, any class.
Stay Puffed.
Nice, yeah.
Stay Puffed is my number one favorite. Like, anybody ask me that, Stay Puffed. I love Stay Puffed. Like, everybody else is like, oh, Slimer's. Like, no, give me Stay Puffed. You know,
It's
Underfoot Marshmallow Man,
it's
and
classic.
then the mini puffs. Oh my god, they did some marketing genius when they came up with.
Oh, I love the mini puffs, dude.
They are so great.
Oh yeah. How excited were you? Because I don't remember exactly. Did they use the Stay Puft, the minis, in the like 20 or in Afterlife? Like they showed them ahead of time, didn't they? Like in the
Yes.
trailers? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't think they showed their full potential.
Yeah, they
No,
they
they did
actually
not.
leaked them.
Oh, they
They had
leaked?
to leak them because they were going to be on the cereal because of everything getting pushed around.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
on the
Okay.
cereal boxes.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh. So they had to kind of like tell you.
Yeah, they had to be like, these are what these are. They put out a video on YouTube of these are what these are, and it basically was like because everything was going to start coming out.
Yeah, yeah. Brad, I assume you'll agree with me on this, but I loved how much of a role the Stay Puffs just played in the background in Frozen Empire.
Yes, absolutely.
They're just constantly there
They're
doing
just there,
crazy things.
like they're known for. Like, well, I remember seeing Afterlife and like the blender scene when they're in Walmart. Seeing that little that just got me, and then the barbecue grill, the homage to Terminator 2.
Oh,
You go and now
yeah.
up, yeah. Just the little things like that I love. It's
Yeah.
freaking great.
Yeah.
I love the blender one because he blends it, and then he smiles.
Yeah, it's like, whee!
I thoroughly enjoyed in Frozen Empire. They had the spinning thing of all of them. I mean, they're literally just torturing each other, but just smiling because they have no idea, like no concept of it. And the way they like zombified to the orb, like
And
jumped off.
and just start jumping off against the glass. Yeah.
It was just so perfect how they just had him running around, absolute havoc in the background, just shenanigans.
Perfect. Yeah. Some days I feel like I wish I could, create some havoc like that, but then I realize I'm an adult. I can't get away with that.
Do you live
You wanna know what I
vicariously
wish
through
they would
them?
do?
Huh?
You wanna know what
Yes.
I wish they would do? I wish they would. You ever seen Happy Tree Friends?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh my god. I haven't
I
thought
wish
about
they
that in
would do
years.
something like Happy Tree Friends with mini puffs.
Oh, that is a great freaking idea.
And they could still
Tony,
keep them.
you can have that idea. Make it happen. Just make web cartoons.
They could still keep them voiceless too and do like a Tom and Jerry type thing, but Happy Tree
Mhm.
Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Where they just go, ah, like the whole time.
I mean, they don't have guts and stuff to spill out when the
No.
horrible things happen,
It's
but
just
it would
more
still
it's
be
just
great.
more puff. It's just more Stay
Right.
Puff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's a little more kid friendly that way too.
So
Mhm.
Little though.
in the lore of it all, are these guys just still technically possessed? Like, how are these all just little ghouls inside of every little mini? I think I'm trying to figure out how they're alive. Well, alive, quote unquote.
Alive.
Moving,
Yeah.
doing things. I'm gonna need to look into this.
Yeah, that's a good question actually. I'm especially with the end of Afterlife. There's no more ghosters, so where did these three come from that they smuggled from
There's-
somewhere?
I feel like I never trust the end of a big bad anymore in any movie. Hollywood always makes them come back.
I mean, Gozer's
They
not
find a way.
gone. They're just trapped.
Yeah, it makes you wonder with how the end of Frozen Empire went. If they might not do something like that, something in the future. Because remember what happened to the containment unit.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Gozer again at some point.
what did you, going through time and space, did you ever enjoy any of the cartoon parts, cartoon series, whether it's Real Ghostbusters
Oh yeah,
or Extreme?
loved the Real Ghostbusters. Like I was watching that growing up, and like I was reliving it. I was going back through as the Ghostbusters YouTube channel was reposting the episodes. I was like reliving
Ah,
them. So yeah, it was great. Like it was like an after. I think they were on like after on Saturdays and like after school when I was growing up. So it was a whole ritual for me. Come home from school, put the book bag up, sit down, watch Real Ghostbusters. It was great.
yeah. I think the way they've set things up and the like comments that have been made, I think by actors and I'm not sure producers too from Frozen Empire, but with their kind of setting it up in a way like making that like a real Ghostbusters show episode in a way, and like now that all the ghosts are out, like kind of setting us up for something like that.
Seems like it.
That
I
would be.
mean,
I know Netflix has something in the works.
yeah, they got something cooking. They haven't really been. Not a lot of details are known about it though.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll reconvene after when that comes out. We'll go back through all of it. Ooh, someone in chat says I believe because Gozer's destroyer form was an amalgamation of souls. Oh, the minis are like rogue souls. Don't have enough juice to become one destroyer. They just self-destruct. Self-destructive mini destroyers. I could believe that. That sounds
I could buy into that. I could buy into that.
that
Mhm.
sounds completely sound logic.
Sounds plausible.
Self-destructive mini destroyers. I like that. Just constantly, just big eye, just going, ah.
Chaos incarnate
Literally in a blender.
to a 3-year-old.
In a blender, skewering themselves, grilling themselves, making themselves into s'mores. You name it.
Oh my gosh. So are there other, I always like to ask too, are there other fandoms that you are either involved in or just heavily like enjoy, maybe you collect?
Not really. Like
Fair,
I'm
fair.
I like Star Wars. I like Star Trek. I like other fandoms, but nothing comes close to my love for Ghostbusters. Like I decided with with the space I have, I'm going to focus on one. I'm going to focus on my main love,
Yeah,
which is collecting things.
that's totally fair. Now, also, you mentioned your son. Do you think that they will become a buster someday?
Probably once he gets out of his teenage hibernation years.
Fair, fair.
Because like I asked him like, do you want to go to the parade with me tomorrow? So first question was, what time do you have to get up? I'm like, you gotta get up at 8. I'll see you later, Dad.
That's fair. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
teenager.
valid.
Like he loves the car. He thinks it's the coolest thing on earth.
That's awesome.
And
That's good.
he's 6. It's fun. He's 16. Just like last weekend, I took him out for his first driving lesson in a parking lot, so that was fun.
In the Ecto?
In the Ecto, because that's the car I have.
Okay,
So
but like, what a way to like, yeah. So when I learned driving, I drove an Ectomobile.
Right, he's gonna have a good story. People
That's a
ask him
huge
after.
flex.
Right?
That's so cool.
I joke with them. I'm like, see, I'm taking you out in this car because I could turn all the warning lights on. Then people will stay away from you. It'll be fine.
It's like they'll see you coming, and then they'll take pictures.
Yeah, they'll see you coming. They'll take pictures. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, that car is just something. It's like like a lifelong dream for me too. So I've always wanted to build one.
Yeah.
and like I don't have the money to go buy a 59 Meteor Miller, Cadillac. And like I originally, you remember those Dodge Magnums, those big long Dodge station wagons? I had one of those back in like 2006 or 7. I was going to try to build that out at the time, but life got in the way, and then life kept getting in the way, and then eventually I bought, the car I have now. And it's like, okay, life's not getting in the way anymore. I'm doing this.
Awesome. Yeah. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, like the first time I saw that movie, that it was over at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like among my non-Ghostbuster friend circles, I'm the Ghostbuster guy. It's pretty great.
And if I'm not mistaken, like that car that they originally used, there's very few like left in the world, or something like that, right?
I think they made 25 of that particular model, and I think there's 2 or 3 left. I think I'd have to look at the stats and see. There's not a lot.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, Hollywood, I'm sure no matter what, will be able to like keep it going for over time and space. But yeah, it's such a like there's so many. I love seeing pictures of how many ectos people have made in all sorts of different cars, and doing things like you having yours like be a specific interpretation that kind of breathes new life into like how the ectos could be working modern day. As like a quick response, like you get the call, that's the first car out while Ecto 1 is getting geared up.
Yeah, it's I had like I wrote a whole backstory somewhere. I wish I could have found it before I came on. I went looking for it, but I don't know where. But yeah, I mean, I'm a member of like 1 or 2 different Ecto builder Facebook groups, and just seeing all the different styles of Ecto, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to ask too. So even in the first movie, they wore khakis. In the other movies, in the second movie, you're wearing the navies.
This is actually black.
Is it black? Oh, it looks navy with the back. Oh, well, yeah. I guess I was just curious because I think people sometimes they just choose a color because they like the different like to have the different types of colors. But did you choose not khaki for any particular reason?
I wanted to be different.
Fair. No, totally. That's totally valid.
like this is like my interpretation of I'm not going for screen accuracy like at all.
Fair.
And like that's one of the things I like about a lot of most if not all the Ghostbusters groups. They're not sticklers for you have to have this and this on your outfit, and it has to be like this. It's just not. You're allowed to put your own spin on things, your own interpretation on it. It's pretty great.
You make your Ghostbuster.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I love that. I love when people do those personal touches. I'm sure, does that mean your 80% Spirit has that one you've kind of done your own personal touches on as well, I assume?
I haven't gone like too far outside of what the movie would have yet. I'm thinking about doing that maybe with the full size. I haven't decided just yet.
Okay.
Still thinking on it. I probably will put my own spin on it at some point. I've got some ideas. I just have to get time and get back into playing with electronics again.
Yeah. Oh, do you do like do you rewrite like change the electronics from the original setup?
Yeah, the 80% pack. I bought a kit off of I think I forget it was either Etsy or eBay that completely replaced the internal guts of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because like I said, my full size pack right now, it's just the shell. Like I got a new motherboard for it. I got to get the electronics for it and things like that. But yeah, I basically just got it and put my own stuff in.
That's awesome.
That's half the fun for me, putting it together, seeing it come together.
Truly, yeah. I know, and I know your first prop technically would have been the cardboard one you made when you were young. Have you outside of creating then the 80%, did you do anything in between that time with the Ghostbuster gear in particular?
I didn't create a lot of stuff. Like I've got a Spirit PKE meter. I've got like a 3D printed pass device.
Nice.
Got the belt gizmo, and I've got a spirit trap.
Yeah.
I'm still like learning how to weather and things like that. So some of the stuff still looks new,
Mm-hmm.
but at some point I'll clean it up and make it look a little more used.
Fair, yeah.
And
So we
eventually
are. What's up?
I said eventually I'll get a 3D printer and just start printing my own stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
That's down the road a little bit.
Fair. Although I will say, I'm surprised with like every I feel like 6 months or so, like it's becoming just a little more and a little more accessible over time. And I'm seeing like more and more people popping up being like, "Hey, I got a 3D printer and I'm doing stuff now. Does anyone want me to print anything?" It's wild how like it went from like, oh, 3D printers, like cool, that'll be forever in the future, and now it's like household.
I'm like, you can have one and you can have one. It's pretty great.
Yeah. And I think the creativity within the Ghostbuster community is absolutely skyrocketing, I think, with a heaping helping hand from that alone.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a big
Yeah.
help for prototyping new ideas and things like that. It's just fun to see what other people come up with.
And I'm pretty sure, so like the gauntlet proton pack, basically. I mean, from Frozen Empire, I'm pretty sure someone had a 3D print available online of that before the movie actually was released.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I saw something about that online.
Because like as soon as like the first trailer dropped for Frozen Empire, people were already figuring out where the jacket came from or how to make the lights go.
Oh
So
yeah,
a lot of that real quick. Or like the tip of the neutrona wand. People were already 3D printing stuff. Like that. So, yeah, a lot of people. It's crazy how quick this stuff gets turned around.
Yeah. And as soon as you upgrade and make your ecto super like, buffed out with your containment unit in the back, someone's gonna be like, "Hey, I like that." And then they're gonna and you're gonna inspire someone to do it as well.
Yeah, a lot of people keep asking why there's no roof rack. Then I get to explain the story of the car.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we are winding towards the end of our hour. So, Brad, I have one big question for you.
Ooh, okay.
Why do you bust? Why be a Ghostbuster?
Because I love this franchise and I love the memories that it's given me so far, up through childhood, like up to like this point right here. And it's just fun for me. Obviously I could have said, busted makes me feel good, but
Right.
but yeah, it's fun to me. I've met new friends through through the Atlanta Ghostbusters, and like just seeing other people's joy from the stuff I put together, it just makes it all worth it to me, and that's a big part of it. Like I just making other people happy, and then seeing them enjoy the fandom I enjoy so much.
Yeah,
it's freaking excellent. I love it.
Spreading the Ghostbuster joy and craziness sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's the truth.
No, that's yeah. I think that's awesome. That's again the heart of it. Yeah, it really comes down to that spark of joy that you get from no matter what. I mean, with all of the interviews I've done, no matter what someone says, it always comes back to that spark of joy that you get from giving that spark of joy to other people.
Yeah, it's excellent. Even like I said, even when it's just like somebody giving a thumbs up to the Ecto when I'm out driving, it's just it's great.
And you got to go from kid watches movie, loves Ghostbusters, makes cardboard pack to grown person who is being interviewed on a Ghostbuster live stream.
Right? Like I said, young me would never believe me if I went back in time to tell him this.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I appreciate you having me on too. Like this has been excellent.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on, giving us a taste of what the Ghostbusters are like down south. And also like I said, I love hearing the stories about people interacting, like the normal people interacting with Ghostbuster people. Like the stories are always so good. So thank you for sharing those. Those
Absolutely.
are, yeah, Waffle House. They love it.
Yeah, it's what like Waffle House, the gas station. Sometimes I've come out of stores and there'll be like
Yeah.
a couple people gathered around it. Is that yours? Yeah, that's mine. Oh, it's so cool. And you can't miss it if you're on the road, because not just because of the decals, like even the license plate says Ecto X across the back.
Oh,
So
do you? Oh,
it's
nice.
that was one of the first things I did as soon as I bought it and realized I'm going to turn this into an Ecto. I'm going to get a custom plate for it. And yeah,
You gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
Does your Ecto have any? Some people do social media with it. Does your Ecto have a social media page?
It does. It's actually Ecto_QRU.
Excellent. Everyone watching, go right now and follow it. It's homework for everyone.
As soon as the stream ends, go do it.
Yeah, that's fair. As soon as the stream ends, don't leave the stream. Stay here. We got a minute or two more. But seriously, thank you so much for coming on tonight, Brad. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone watching out in streaming lands across the social medias for joining us. Quick plug for us. Check out Windy City Ghostbusters on our link tree. We have all of our information there and our charities. But also, more importantly, after this stream, you're going to go follow the Ecto X page on Instagram. And Brad, is there anything you would like to plug as far as Atlanta Ghostbusters or any personal?
You can check us out. We're at AtlantaGhostbusters.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Atlanta Ghostbusters. And you can, give us a follow there, and you can see what we're up to. I think we're also on Instagram at ATL Ghostbusters. I'll have to double check that.
Fair.
But
yes,
generally we'll post. Yeah, okay. Generally, we post what we're going to be up to, where you can catch us at events or pick photos from events. But yeah, again, thank you for having me. It's been a blast. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone, check out all the socials for all the Ghostbusters. Find your local franchises. Quick
plug for what is it? whoyougogonnacall.org.
Yes.
I was
Who you gonna call?
local.
Yes.
Bob owes me a nickel.
Yeah, whoyougonnacall.org will show you your local franchise and the information about them, how to contact them. And maybe someday all y'all out there can be like Brad and be on Why We Bust.
Yeah, right. Let's do it.
Well, with that, I'll bid everyone a good night. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, James, for keeping us running. We will see y'all back next week, but on Thursday, 7 p.m. Central.
Yeah, Thursday. Check your calendars, friends.
Yes, today's not Thursday, in case you're wondering.
Doing this stream tonight has thrown my whole week off, but I'm happy to be here. I just have no idea what day of the week it is, so I'll survive.
You got this. We believe in you.
Well, I will bid everyone a good night. Thank you all for being here and for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one, y'all.